Members of the talent acquisition team at the Federal Reserve, thank you for your time today. My name is Nancy Wang, and I would like to speak to you on a matter important to me as a minority in our workplace. Now, what if I told you there was a way to improve workplace diversity for just the cost of a Sharpie? It's true. Through a process called blind recruitment, we can reduce unconscious biases in our hiring and ensure a more level playing field just by removing a job applicant's name from their resume. Now, nobody likes to think of themselves as a biased person, but studies have shown that we often make snap judgments about other people based on their names without even realizing it. After all, a name can reveal a person's gender, race, or even religion. In a 2003 study, the National Bureau of Economic Research found that candidates with Black sounding names had to send 50% more applications or have 8 more years of experience than a candidate with a white sounding name just to get a call back from a recruiter. Other studies have found similar conclusions about job applicants with Muslim sounding names, Asian sounding names, and female names. Here at the Federal Reserve, minorities are generally well represented, but our employee base is skewed towards white and Asian employees, leaving Blacks and Latinos underrepresented. In addition, as we move higher up the chain, there are fewer minorities represented among leadership positions. So there's definitely room for improvement in our own hiring practices. A simple solution for improving hiring outcomes is the adoption of a blind recruitment process. In its simplest form, blind recruitment consists of removing an applicant's name from his or her resume. We can also redact other information such as home addresses, which can be a proxy for income and race, dates, as they can reveal someone's age, and university names, especially if the applicant attended a foreign or historically Black university, just to name a few examples. Simply put, by redacting a few pieces of demographic information from a job application, we can ensure that we are evaluating candidates based on their experience and ability and reduce the influence of any unconscious biases that we may have towards certain demographics. Implementing a blind hiring process would have a significant impact at the Federal Reserve. Between 2015 and 2020, we filled approximately 500 positions each year. Therefore, a blind hiring process would benefit a large candidate pool consisting of more than 500 applicants each year. Further, our employees impact the lives of millions of Americans through the research and policy work that we do. So we are better able to achieve our core mission when we have a more diverse workforce whose racial and ethnic makeup is more representative of that of our country as a whole. Our entire nation benefits from a more diverse central bank, so it is paramount that we strive to reduce racial biases in our hiring practices. The good news is that blind recruitment is a cost-effective solution we can immediately adopt. There's software that can automatically scrub certain demographic data from job applications. We can start by using existing features in Adobe Acrobat to make the redactions. We may not need expensive software when a low-cost manual process may be adequate. Yes, there will be an additional step of manually scrubbing resumes, which will add a few hours to the screening process. But this is a small cost for the huge benefit of having a more diverse workforce. Various studies have shown that more cultural diversity in the workplace can lead to increased productivity, higher creativity, more employee engagement, and lower levels of turnover, just to name a few benefits. We also already have the right organizational structure for implementing a blind recruitment process. The key is to simply maintain separation between those screening the resume, that's you guys, of course, and those making the hiring decisions, which are our line managers. We do not need to make any changes in organizational structure or hire new individuals or teams to implement this process. Your team would take the additional step of redacting the relevant information from the job applicants' resumes before forwarding them to the appropriate line manager. We can also use our existing staff advisory group, which is not involved in either screening or hiring, to oversee the process. For example, the staff advisory group could send surveys to job applicants to obtain feedback on the new hiring process. Of course, blind recruiting is not the only method that can promote diversity in the workplace. There are other solutions such as implementing unconscious bias training, ensuring fair, equitable workplace policies, and establishing employee resource groups or mentorship programs for minority groups at work. However, blind recruitment has the singular benefit of being a quick, low cost, and easy to implement solution. These other solutions can be costly and take time to implement. But blind recruitment can be used in conjunction with these other solutions as one piece of a larger puzzle for enhancing workplace diversity. So I've laid out a straightforward plan for implementing a blind recruitment process at work. First, we must establish goals for desired outcomes. For example, since we lag behind in hiring Black and Latino employees, our goal could be to increase workplace representation of these two populations. Second, we must decide if we want to redact just the candidates' names or if we want to redact additional demographic information from resumes as well. And if so, we have to decide what this other information will entail. Next, we will educate all recruiters and line managers and train them on what to expect from the new blind hiring process. Finally, we must measure results. We can collect data regarding changes in workplace demographics, conduct employee engagement surveys, and collect feedback from job applicants. I propose in 6 months, we have a debrief with this team to review data and results to see if we need to make any changes to our blind recruitment processes going forward. Thank you for your time today, and please contact me if you have any follow-up questions.